Allumage 2 ESR, décollage.
And liftoff of New Glenn 3.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're wandering from, and welcome to the live launch coverage of Falcon 9 carrying Starlink Group 10-19 today. We're 21 minutes away until the launch of Falcon 9 here on the pad. We assume it's currently in propellant mode, but we're about to find out in a minute when that LOX chill down, or as well called the big vent, happens. Now, today's launch is scheduled for 11:58 a.m. Eastern Time or 3:58 p.m. UTC time. Now, they have already taken a little bit up the window, and if propellant load is indeed starting, which it has, by the way, I just can confirm that from another angle here. There you have it. Propellant load on your screen. So, that's happening now. So that's great news, but that does mean, if in case there is a hole today, that they cannot go later in the window today, as the window runs from calling out in Eastern Time first, 10:26 a.m. Eastern Time till 2:26 p.m. Eastern Time. That's how long the window runs, and they've gone for that 11:58 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, today's launch will be another batch of Starlink V2 mini satellites for their second generation high-speed low Earth orbit internet satellite constellation. We should be a couple of seconds away as well from that LOX showdown, and there it is. It's happening right now. Now, today's launch will be from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. And today's launch trajectory will be launching northeast. Now, with this booster, because they reuse boosters, SpaceX does reuse boosters from the Falcon 9, and this booster will be B1085. It will be its 18th flight with the fastest turnaround, 44 days, and it will be its 664th recovery attempt for Falcon 9, or any Falcon, to be fair. And this booster today will land on a shortfall of gravitas, so a drone ship. Now, this rocket is a simple two-stage rocket that can carry 22,000 kilograms to low Earth orbit and 8,300 kilograms to geostationary transfer orbit. So this rocket is very efficient in launching things to space. Now, today's Starlink batch will have 29 payloads that will be deployed. This mission will also be going into low Earth orbit. Now, once again, if you have any questions in the chat, make sure to ask them. We will answer them to the best of our ability. But until then, we are 18 minutes away from launch and 8 minutes until SpaceX starts their broadcast. Now, we will also have SpaceX's broadcast open for the launch, because after launch, we're not going to see much. So we will have SpaceX's views on for the stage separation events. Now, the timeline is pretty complex, so we're just going to go into the T- stages now. As you can see now, the LOX chill down is happening. That is happening... should last another minute or so until it ends. Then at T-16 minutes, we'll have stage 2 LOX load beginning. So that's when it's a small tank, so it can fill up quickly in like 13 minutes. So it should be fine. And then at T-7 minutes, we will have engine chill. So those engines will chill down in preparation for launch. At T-4 minutes, 30 seconds, we'll have strong back retract. So I don't think you can really see it. Maybe on this view you can see it actually. The arm surrounding the rocket, or on the rocket basically now, supporting from winds, and also supported for rollout. So this is a very useful way to roll out a rocket quickly from its horizontal position to its vertical position. Voichamara 51 saying Starlink is more military weapon than only internet satellites. I mean, Starlink is also supposed to be used for internet, where in remote locations where internet is just not possible, where connection is just not possible. And there, the event ends at T-minus 16 minutes and 40 seconds about. So that is in preparation for the stage 2 LOX load beginning. Going back to the launch procedures at T-minus, stage 1 LOX load will be completed at T-minus 3 minutes and 10 seconds, which a minute later at T-minus 2 minutes and 10 seconds, stage 2 LOX load will be completed as well. And at T-minus 1 minute, Falcon 9 will be in startup, so all computers have control of the countdown. And at the same time, there will be a tank pressurization. So it pretty much looks like the 20-minute event we just saw. T-minus 45 seconds, we'll have LD go for launch. And at T-minus 10 seconds about, we will see the water deluge activate to cushion the rocket for its sound waves that it produces, because it's a beast. For something like this, it has 7,607 kilonewtons of liftoff thrust. So it is something. And then at T-minus 3 seconds, we'll see the engine ignition, and we'll first be looking like a green glow, and then fully ignite. And then we will have liftoff. Now, going towards the T+ events, we will... Let's save the T+ events for later, and we'll get there. We'll get there. Because I do want to note, we are not going to stream this coverage until payload deployment, as we will end the coverage about T+ 10 minutes into the flight, as SpaceX will end their coverage at T+ 9 minutes, because they just do that. I guess it's their way of doing it. And might sound weird at first, but I guess it's just what they do. Let's listen in a bit to the outside. Let's listen a bit to the sounds of Cape Canaveral. Voichamara 51 saying payload is 2429 satellites. Today will be 29 payloads on board today. 29 satellites. Yep. All going into a low Earth orbit. As per usual with launches from Florida. Like this. Because there is a difference with what orbit they go. Now, those Starlinks that are launched from the Cape will go into a low Earth orbit, while Starlink launches from Vandenberg go into a sun-synchronous orbit. Just different names and what orbits they go. Now, it is pretty rare that we stream Starlink launches from the Cape here on the TSDG channel, but we do plan to stream every launch that we are there, that we're at. So every launch that's from the Cape, where we have people out, every launch that's from Vandenberg, where we have people out, although we don't have people out in Vandenberg all the time, just maybe once in a while we'll stream a launch from Vandenberg if we have anyone willing to live stream that for us. But it's not every day you will be able to see launches from Vandenberg from our streams here. Of course, you will see them on the SpaceX feed, but just not on this channel. Now, once again, if you're just joining us, you're looking at TSDG coverage of the Falcon 9 launching Starlink Group 10-19 from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. It's currently 11:46 a.m. Eastern Time, and we're going for an on-time liftoff at, oh, I think I got the time wrong. There we go. We're going for an on-time liftoff at 11:58 a.m. Eastern Time. So make sure if you're around Cape Canaveral, make sure, if you can already see it, make sure to look up in the sky if you're somewhere from Florida near Cape Canaveral. It'll be a cool sight to see, like we will. Marco, welcome to the stream. Of course, if you have any questions in the chat, we'll answer them to the best of our ability. So make sure if you do have any questions, ask them in the chat. Until then, we are just a little more than 10 minutes away from launch here. Seems like everything is still ready and go for launch, as far as it looks now. Just coming up to 10 minutes until the launch. Now, we do expect SpaceX to start their live coverage shortly. Now, their live coverage will only have mission control audio, so we will just turn them on so we can listen in to their countdown ads. Although, they are going to play some videos, so we might meet them for a little minute. There we go. That was their coverage. It was still on, so didn't know that. Now, of course, it's glad to see their coverage here. Of course, they still live stream these things. I Like Rockets is also in the stream here. Welcome to the stream. I Like Rockets 60. What a great name. I'm glad you're joining us here today. Now we're going to make sure we don't have audio on when videos are playing. Although maybe you guys are very much interested in watching those videos. I don't know. That's for you to tell me. Or you just want to listen into the sounds of the Cape. That's also fine with me. I'll probably just let you listen to the sounds of the Cape, because most of you probably would rather want that instead of SpaceX coverage with the videos that they're playing throughout the coverage. And they are on now, so great news. They are live. And we're synced with them, so that's great. So that's very much beautiful. We're coming up to 7.5 minutes until the launch of Falcon 9 with 29 Starlink satellites. can just hear some venting going on at the launch pad. This is sounds from the SpaceX coverage. And that's also sound from our SpaceX coverage. So let's go back to our sounds here at the Cape. Because they are now going to play videos. That's just what they do. So let's go through steps live here as we are coming up to launch in 6 minutes and 40 seconds almost. We are currently just awaiting in about 2 minutes the straw back retracting. That will happen at T-minus 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's 2 minutes away from now. And once the straw back retract, I think we'll have a better view in just a few moments from SpaceX. Once that does happen, you'll see those clamp arms retract. Hold on. You'll see those clamp arms retract here. And then... Sorry, I'm just working things out here as we do our stuff. That was a crazy gulp. Alright, it should be working now. Alright, apologies for that. Anyway, going back to the straw back. So, once the straw back retract, you'll see those clamp arms retract, and why are the camera views changing every 5 seconds? Okay. You'll see those clamp arms retract, and oh, wait, we actually have views of it. So now I can explain better. The clamp arms will retract away, and after that, the straw back will retract a few degrees. Different from what happens in Vandenberg, and the straw back is completely different as well in Vandenberg, as it reclines much further away for some reason. It doesn't do that at all here in Florida. So I don't know what the reason is myself. Maybe I've missed some things, but I just don't know. Now, this is SpaceX's live coverage of the happening. I'm glad they are also live for this so we can have both of the sounds on. That was loud. I don't know if you guys heard that on stream, but the door closed loudly. So
Strong back retract has started.
And there we have confirmation of strong back retract starting. So next step here now, after the clamp arms retract, we'll have that actually in about a minute, will be stage 1 LOX load completing. Do apologize if you hear any sounds in the background. There's just stuff happening behind me, and that's not the pad. It's just if you hear any talking or anything like that. Should come up to stage 1 LOX load complete in about 20 seconds.
Stage 1 LOX load complete.
There you heard it. Stage 1 LOX load complete. Now, stage 2 LOX load will be complete about a minute later. T-minus 2 minutes and 10 seconds. You're seeing live views from the TV here at the Cape. Now, a reminder, we do also have SpaceX views here, as you can see. $20 seconds till stage 2 LOX load complete.
Stage
Just
2 lock load complete.
Right as I say it, the call out happens. Alright, so both stages launch load complete here, so everything's still looking good for a launch in about a minute and 48 seconds here. Just having some problems with views. We've been live. Hey there.
Gas launch closes.
Alright, so the next step in about 20 seconds here will be Falcon 9 in startup. And that will mean all computers have control up the countdown, so in case anything happens, it can do an auto abort. I'm not sure what's happening with one of the cameras. We're just gonna try and see if we can sort that out or anything. It's not.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
And there's Falcon 9 in startup, so we should now see LD go for launch in a couple of seconds, or hear the call out for LD go for launch.
LD, go for launch.
And there you hear that, LD is go for launch. So with 40 seconds to go here, let's listen in to SpaceX as Falcon 9 will be launching their Starlink satellites.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Go SpaceX, go Starlink. Vehicle is pitching downrange.
And 1 chamber pressure stop. Power and telemetry nominal. Vehicle is supersonic. Next, Q.
Alright, 1 minute 20 seconds into the flight. Absolutely everything is going as expected here. We just passed max Q here, maximum stress on the vehicle.
MVAC chill.
And there's the call out for MVAC chill. So next step here in the flight will be at T-minus 2 or T+, 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Will be main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second stage ignition. And we should see all those events happen in about 30 seconds. And if you're asking about the purple color you're seeing instead of the blue sky, that's just our camera filters. That just happens, I guess. Respect.
Eco.
Stage separation confirmed.
Caught for Miko and stage separation confirmed.
MVAC startup.
There you saw those events in rapid succession. Main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second stage ignition.
Fairing separation confirmed.
Nightmares fairing separation. Alright, things have now cooled down a bit here. Now, this is not the end of the mission yet. We still have a few things to go before we will end our coverage here. And those include the entry burn, which will happen at T plus 6 minutes and 8 seconds. And once that happens, we will see one engine ignite first and then 3 engines. And then after a few moments, it will go back to 1 and then shut down. This is just their sequence of events. If you're just joining us, 5 minutes ago was the launch of Falcon 9, carrying Starlink Group 10-19. On the left side of your screen is Stage 1, B1085, flying for its 18th time. And on the right side is the second stage. And that second stage is now propelling those satellites into space. The 29 satellites on board today.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 entry burn started.
And there's that entry burn. So 1 engine will turn on, and then go to 3 engines. In just a few moments here, it should go back to 1. And then shut down.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
There we go, 1 and shut down. Now comes the favorite part of many's Falcon 9 mission, the booster landing, which will have the landing burn start at T plus 7 minutes and 55 seconds, which is just less than a minute from now.
Stage 1 transonic.
Now the stage 1 landing burn should start in about 20 seconds.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Stage 1 landing burn.
And there's that landing burn. And there will be sound, so let's listen in.
Stage 1 landing leg deployed. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And there we go, landing
Stage 2
confirmed.
FTS is saved.
Should see Seco now. And that will mark the end of the live stream. Sorry.
MVAC shutdown.
And there's MVAC shutdown. So, Falcon is in orbit now. And will be for the next
Nominal park orbit.
forever. Because in about 50 minutes will be... Oh, sorry, I muted there. 50 minutes until they will execute a second stage burn now and deployment. Now, we are not going to see those events live today, and we will bring this coverage to close now. So, thank you guys so much for watching today's mission of Falcon 9 launching Starlink Group 10-19, and we'll be back next time, which is probably tomorrow, for the solar eclipse. So, hope to see you there, and until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Allumage 2 ESR, décollage.
And liftoff of New Glenn 3